Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Paper Root Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I am playing along with a series I like to call March Madness. And for my series, I will be participating in both Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, Series 17, and Calvin Ball 2025. What can I tell you about those two things? So, Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches is exactly what it sounds like. 30 days in a row, she gives us a new sketch. All the sketches, all 30 days, are actually in the Facebook group currently. So you don't have to wait to, see one every day. They're all there. If you want to work ahead or fall behind or whatever, it's all in the same album. So you can find that on Christie's Facebook group called 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life. All 17 series of albums are in that Facebook group. So there's a lot of sketches in there for you to be inspired by. So that's exciting. Go check that out for sure. Also, there is a collaborative playlist linked in the description box where you can go and click play and watch all of the people who have contributed videos to 30 Days of Sketches. Now, some people are working way ahead, and I wish I was that person, but I am not. And so you have to kind of scroll down past the ones that were posted but aren't available yet. And then once you get to day one, you can click play and it just plays through. There's so many videos already available on there. It's awe-inspiring. So definitely go check that out, especially if you like to have some videos in the background. Instead of having to find a new video after each one ends, this one just keeps playing and playing and playing. It's awesome. I love it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all of the wonderful content creators that you enjoy. What else can I tell you? Okay, so today's sketch creator is Cindy Brown, and I couldn't find her linked anywhere scrapbooking wise on the social media, so I just put her name under sketch creator in the description box. And this is the sketch that she drew for us. I'm just going to hold it up to the camera a little bit so you can have a look. It looks like there is a background with some sort of frame around the outside. There is a strip of photos here. There is 2 pieces of patterned paper across here and 3 spots to embellish with a title and some journaling here. So that is what I found for inspiration today. That's what we're going to be using. I am just thinking that it might not be as bright out as I think it might be. So I'm just going to turn on a couple more lights while I finish telling you about Calvin Ball. Calvin Ball is a super fun game. It's just a game. It's just for fun. There's no winners. But there is a leaderboard if you like to count your points, and you can, do that and compete against each other for bragging rights, I guess. So that is over on Alice's scraphappy.org website. Scraphappy.org is a scrapbooking community that exists online for people to get together, and they do different activities together. They inspire each other. They run a few different things throughout the year. And this is one of them. This one is free and open to the public. Otherwise, I think you really have to be inside of the membership. However, once a month, they offer an online Zoom crop. So if you're like, I don't know if I want to do this or whatever, or if you just like going to a crop with people who are like-minded, another free thing on scraphappy.org is that once a month they do a Zoom crop. So you just have to sign up for the email and she sends it to you, the link, and then you go into Zoom and you hang out with like-minded people for a couple of hours. And Alice and Allison's scrapbook using a scrap room kit. So you get to see what's in the kit. The kits are actually very cool. I did get one time because she gives away one free kit to one person who attends the crop. So you have to be in attendance to win it. And it was really wonderful. It's like a little piece of 4 different collections all in one kit, which was kind of cool. Okay. I think that's it for the information. Today, I am working with that sketch that we looked at from Cindy, and we are going to be doing a layout, and I'm using this old collection from Wild Whisper, who are no longer. I'm so sad about that. But this was a really fabulous company, and I love their stuff. And this one was Canadian themed, although my page isn't necessarily Canadian themed. Dumping stuff on the ground. The place that I went had these wood carvings that reminded me of totems. So that's kind of what my layout is about. And yeah, so let's get started. So I already went ahead and did a few things because I was like, yesterday I felt like I was very disorganized, and today I really wanted to be on top of things. Tomorrow I really need to be on top of things. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but let's see what I did so far. So far I saw that there was this like border around the outside of the background. So I grabbed a coordinating cardstock and I grabbed a star stencil from Vicky Booten. Which collection was this? Bold and Bright, and it was a star stencil. So it's this one here. And I grabbed my Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink, and I just inked around the outside edge. And then I cut a piece out of the center of this. I don't always do this, but I wanted a matching cardstock piece to map my journaling. So that's why I did that. This tree stump looking paper is what I wanted from this collection. It's kind of why I picked it. I still can't decide which way I want it to go. I'm so undecided. And then that was my background paper. And then I wanted this across the center because it's got the different animals, which were definitely represented in these wood carvings. Do you see what I mean? They look like totems. They're not, there was a disclaimer on it saying this is not indigenous, this is not religious in any way. Each wood carving is representative. There is one that represents the indigenous people from this area, but they were really representing the history of this particular town. So it was kind of cool. I think I want it. Oh my gosh, I'm so undecided. Isn't that funny? Why am I so undecided? Okay, it's going to go this way. That's it. I'm done. Sorry. Okay, so, and then I want this one in the stripe across the center, and definitely these were represented. There's also a Canadian maple leaf and an Inukshuk. Those were all represented in these totems. I don't have any close-ups. This is just for my roadside attractions album. This is one of the things that I had taken my kid to a basketball camp actually in this small town in Alberta, and I was like, I'm going to go check this out. And so the next day I brought like a camera, and because I was still using my big SLR at that time. And I was like, I'm going to bring my camera tomorrow. So the next day I brought him back to camp, and after I dropped him off, I went and took pictures at that park. And it's really a neat park for such a small town. They have like like a bunch of different museums. So the Historical Society manages the park, and the buildings were closed when I was there because it was early in the morning during the middle of the week. But I took pictures of the farm equipment that they had outside. So it's a farming community. So a lot of the history would be about the farming, and it was just very cool. So the guy that did the wood carvings, so they had a row of trees that kind of needed to be taken down. And instead of cutting them right down to the stumps, they asked this local wood carver if he would do that for them to do this like row of representation of their various needs in their community over the years, which I thought was a pretty unique way to preserve your history, but also to preserve the trees that were there. So, and he uses like airbrush painting too, so they're very colorful. It was very cool. It's in the town of Rimbey, in case anybody is curious. Okay. There we go. So yeah, I stenciled those stars on the background with my hickory smoke, and I really like the way that turned out. And then I was trying to decide if I wanted my, like, these are just branding strips from the collection. And I was just trying to decide. I couldn't decide if I wanted them to go all the way across or to end at the end of the paper. And I think I've decided end of the paper. But then I also wanted to include some washi because that's one of my Calvin ball points. And so I just grabbed a scrap of white cardstock and ran a strip of washi across it. And I'm just going to cut that down. Craft a lunch ready to happen. I forgot to take out my paper trimmer ahead of time. So there we have it. And there we go. Okay. So I think I'm going to get out, first I'm going to get out my T-square and get it attached in the center of my page. I have a couple of rulers actually. So this one's going to tell me, this is in my way. This one's going to tell me where the center of my paper is. So I just have to find the beginning of it. And this grid ruler is really awesome. I love it. I just got it at Michael's. It was very inexpensive. I don't want to say cheap because I'm sure that's not the right word, but they're not expensive. And I like that they have the little grid on them and also that they're 18 inches because it can go from corner to corner on a 12 by 12. So that's kind of awesome. This paper will resurface later on in my design. This is striped. Okay, so we have the 6-inch mark. There we go. So this one is 4 by 11. My square is 11 by 11. And I see that there's a little bit of extra on the edge. So we're just going to trim that down so that it lines up nicely. I don't want it to look wonky. And this paper was cut already to 11 by 11 before I started my layout. So kind of decided the size for me. But I liked that it was tree stumps because I thought that was kind of like tied into my story pretty cool, you know? So there we have that part. Then I want this on here. So I am using Hickory Smoke Distress ink to ink the edges of my papers and things, to ink the things. I was just thinking, I went through my Calvin ball list to like pull some things out in advance so that I wasn't like wasting your guys' time. I felt like a disaster area yesterday. And then after I turned off the camera, I realized I'd spelt my title wrong. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah. And I even posted all the pictures like that. And I was like, oh, well, it's done now. I left it up like that. My kids would laugh. They always make fun of my spelling in my scrapbooks. I would never would have won a spelling bee. Let's just say that. Okay. And so I'm just going to cut the edge of this off. So now we got washi on there. That's a point. Now this is very like shiny paper, so I don't know how well the ink will stay, but it does cover up because you can see it's got that white, you can really see it where I cut it just now. It's got that white core, so it will at least make that a little bit less obvious, even if it doesn't stay on the edges of the paper. There we go. Okay, and then I had my 2 branding strips that I wanted included on here. This one is a Canadian maple leaf in green, which is kind of cool. But I think I'm gonna trim the top. It looks like it's got a little bit of the paper still on there. Just gonna trim that off. This was a really small collection too, and I feel like I've done like a half dozen layouts with it, so it should be gone because it's like only 6 papers, and I'm pretty sure I've done at least 6 layouts with it, but I don't know. It just keeps on trucking, which is good because I like it. I'm actually going to use it again tomorrow. So I think that'll be good. And it'll be helpful because I'm going to be a little bit rushed for time tomorrow. I have to work all day. Darn, hey. Gets in the way of my scrapbooking all the time. And then I'm coming home and I have, before I can go live here, I have a live stream that I do for my local scrapbook store on Tuesdays. So I'm going to do that first at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then I'm going to come on live here at 7:15. So if you're going to be back to watch me tomorrow, it'll be at 7:15. And if you want to come over to our store page, you don't have to like live here or shop here or whatever just to watch me scrapbook. But I do talk about stuff that you can get at the store and that sort of thing. But yeah, you can definitely pop over there and watch. It's a public page, so anybody can watch. And I'd love to have you there. Be fun. Everybody's a little bit more chatty over there, so it's kind of nice to have that back and forth conversation. Keeps me on my toes, keeps me paying attention to what I'm doing. And then usually, not always, but usually the store owner is in there kind of mediating. So if you have questions about product or whatever, she's there to answer them, but also helps me to, if I'm not paying attention to the chat, then she can jump in and chat with everybody, let everybody know what's what. So this Navajo print is the reason I'm using this again tomorrow, because my photos for tomorrow are also for my roadside attraction booklet or scrapbook, I guess. But they are of the world's largest teepee found in Medicine Hat. Stay tuned for that excitement. And I still don't know what I'm scrapbooking for the store, but it'll be something about a little boy because that's the collection that I have to work with. Okay, so that's the base of my layout. I feel like I can go ahead and stick this square down now onto the background cardstock. And I think that's pretty square. Okay. Then I have my photos. Now, in the sketch, she had like a photo strip, kind of like you would get if you went to a, what do you call those things? Photo booth. And the strip comes out of the photo booth. It kind of looked like that. But I had, like I said, I'm working with pre-printed photos, right? So these were printed, I don't know, probably in 2018, 2019. And so I'm still working my way through that box. I'm getting closer though, you guys. I feel like there's an end in sight. And one of the points on the Calvin Ball list is specialty paper. So I grabbed this vellum that has like this cracked gold kind of look to it. And I think I'm just going to like layer it on top of my white cardstock to add a little bit of something to the photo frame or photo mat. So I'm just going to cut these to the same size as the photo mat. And they are 4¼ by 4¼ because these were Instagram photos. And so they were taken at 4×4. I'm pretty sure I have better ones somewhere that were from my other camera, but I couldn't find them. I looked today because I was like, should I be printing something nicer? But I don't think I ended up, or maybe I ended up not taking my camera and just using my phone and thought I should have had my big camera today and didn't. That's very possible too. But these particular ones were for Instagram, and I no longer have that Instagram account because I got hacked and I never did get my account back. But I don't know what they do with it, but that was my personal account. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put adhesive on my vellum. And I like that it just gives it that little bit of something different. And this is the fun of Calvin Ball, is that it gives you those prompts to be like, what about specialty paper? Have you used specialty paper lately? And I'm like, nope. That one I cut wrong. I'm just going to take the adhesive off of it. And I think I have another sheet of it. Hang on. I'll show you where it came from too while I'm at it. So I have this little Stampin' Up booklet, I guess, and it doesn't have a date on it. Nope. But it has 6x6. It says Winter Wonderland Designer Vellum Stack. So it has all this like printed vellum. Yep, there is one more of those. So I have that just sitting here now because it's on my Calvin Ball list. So it's like going to sit next to my desk. I have a little, well, it's a little mess. Let's be real. I have a table beside me that's, you know, I set up there so that I could put the things that show up on the Calvin Ball list next to me so that I don't have to go too far looking for them. So hopefully, and this past weekend, I took time to go through the rest of the sketches and choose photos from that photo box. Like I said, it's starting to feel like there's an end in sight. So that's kind of exciting. I think I'm only going to have a couple of envelopes left in that whole box by the end if I actually scrapbook every day this month, like I'm promising myself that I will. Okay, so here is one of my photos of those amazing totems. Well, they're not totems, sorry, wood carvings. That was the disclaimer, right? They're not religious. They're not from the indigenous people. We're just from an artist asked to document the history through his creativity in the park on these trees that had to be chopped. There we go. So that's what I was thinking right there for photos, since I don't have like smaller photos. And then, okay, so I just need to move something because it's a little bit of stuff in my way. I think I'll move these things because I'm finished with them, my stencil and such. And okay, so let me just bring back that sketch. So we have the square in the center. We have the two, or the background sheet. We have the strip across the center. Now she has two different patterned papers. I have kind of one big block with a bunch of strips bordering it. And then the strip of photos. Do you see how it kind of looks like one of those photo strips from a photo booth? But I did these instead. So I'm not going to glue those down yet because I want to see where everything goes. The other thing I need to get on here before I start adding all the Calvin Ball things is my journaling. So one of Alice's challenges to us this year in Calvin Ball goes with her article in the Creative Scrapbooker magazine this month, or this quarter. Does it come out quarterly? And she wrote an article for the magazine all about um, journaling and telling your story in different ways. And I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but one of her challenges goes with that article, and it is to include 100 words of journaling on your layouts. And so that's one of our Calvin Ball points. And so I did get more than 100 words on this one because there was a lot to say about how, like, they look like totems, but they're not totems. They're actually just wood carvings, and who the artist was and all of that kind of stuff. So didn't have any trouble getting 100 words out of that. And then this is where I was saying I actually used that chunk of cardstock that I cut out because I wanted it to back my journaling, and I wasn't sure how big the block would be when I did the stenciling. So I don't want it to be too much of a border. Let me see. There, that was better. I don't know why I couldn't get it to line up the other way. Maybe my journaling is crooked. I have no idea. Nope, just my eyes. Okay. So I feel like my journaling could go somewhere here. She has just a couple strips of journaling in hers. I could try to get it to fit in there, but I don't know. We can put it there for now, and then we can decide later. What else do you need on a layout? We have photos, journaling. We need a title. We need a date. I did go look up when I went to that park and grabbed a date stamp and set it. And I have a little label here to put my date on. So I can do that. Actually, I don't know which way I want this to stick out yet. So how about we wait on that? Because I don't know where I'm going to put it. I might put it in like a cluster or something and then only want the date in part of it. So I'm just going to leave that to the side. We'll do that later. And then I wrote down my title this time because Lord knows I had trouble spelling yesterday and still got it wrong. So this place was called Poskapoo Park, and it is named after the indigenous word for the river that's nearby, the Blind Man River. So P-A-S-K. I don't think we had an S on this one. These are very old, close to my heart stickers, but they match really well. A guy thing, level 1. Is there even a year on here? Nope. Old, but if it matches, it matches, right? P-A-S-K A and then P again, and then O-O. This one. There. And then park. P A R and K. Oh, that's a J. Okay. Okay, so I think I want to do this one backwards. That is not straight by any stretch of the imagination. To bring it closer to myself, that's why you see me turning things upside down, because clearly I could not get that straight from the distance that it was at, so that's better. There we go. Okay. Now I have a title, photos, journaling. I have my date ready, but it's not going to go on there yet. I just set those aside. Now I need to do a little bit of embellishing. So let's see in our sketch where she did her embellishing. So she did some embellishing up in this corner, some down in this corner. So here, here, and here. I think we can make that work. What do you think? Okay, so let's start. So this made me think film strip. So I grabbed a film strip. This is a really old one, but I'm like, okay, always tackling the 49 and Market ones, and I still have these older ones in my stash. That's what I should be grabbing for first. So, and these ones came with like a little spot to like mount your photos inside of the frame, but that's not what I want it for. So I'm just gonna, it has a tear strip, but I think I'm just gonna slice it because that is not coming off smoothly by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. There we go. Garbage. Oops. Actually, I should save that because I like to look and see what packages I've used up at the end of the month. So that will go in my layout share stack. And then this, but I want it to kind of like stick out a little bit. There we go. All right. Well, there's my little, this is how big you want to crop your photo. Nope. Okay. And then one of the other things I was thinking was stitching is on our list. So I could do stitching along this, or I could do stitching along here. But I'm thinking what I kind of prefer is to go all over. Why do I do these things to myself? I kind of want to go around the edge. So let's see how that works out. Okay. So just gonna move these things for a second because they're not attached yet. And I'm going to be turning my paper around. So I am going to get my stitching stamp out because I don't want to actually hand stitch and I don't have a sewing machine, but I want my stitching point. And also I love the way that this looks on a layout. If you are looking for a stitching stamp, I did link one in my description box because I knew I'd be using this and I get quite a bit of questions about it. But this one is from Creative or Close to My Heart and it is no longer for sale. Oops, that's crooked. Oh well. And so I found, well, our store owner actually found one for our customers there because I was using it in classes and people wanted it. And so there is one linked in the description box. You can look at that one or you can like look at it and then decide if you want to order that from wherever it is that you shop or ask them to bring it in. It's from a company called Woodware Stamps and it has this same zigzag stitch on it. And I'm just using an ink pad that's very old called Vivid Ink. It is no longer available, but the new ones that I do buy are from, like I have a different one in my travel bag and it is, what's the one that I like now? Versamark. I just keep using this one because it keeps going. So I'm not going to toss it out just because I found a new one, right? There we go. So we have that stitched line all the way around the outside. And I'm just going to grab my weaving thing. This is the Lawn Fawn Stamp Chamois. I love this thing. It doesn't seem to matter how much I use it. It doesn't stop working. The last one I had was pretty much black and it still cleaned my stamps just fine. I only had to replace it because I spilled my Scentsy wax all over it. And it does not repel Scentsy wax. But there we go. Okay, so we have our stitched stamp on there. We can probably put this down. So if I put this kind of centered here, I'll turn it this way. Where do I want to put my glue? See, I need to move it over. It needs to be right close to the edge there. There we go. So I'm just going to grab some white glue and glue in behind where the photos are. It does dry clear, but I find that unless I can get it right along that black edge on these ones, it does show. Okay. So that's one. And get another dab down here. There we go. And then we can put our photos down. I should have done the top one first because I have to line it up with the title. Yeah, see? Now I have to move this one over. Did you notice that I have writing on the back of these? I screwed up some journaling and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use the other side. Didn't want to waste it. Here we go. Photos down. Still don't know what I want to do with this. So it could maybe go right there. And let's see. What do I have for embellishing? So I have a ton of things for embellishing. So maybe we'll put some clusters together and decide where to put them. So we want a little bit of a cluster here, here, and here, right? So let's see. I have this chipboard frame from Vicky Booten Where to Next. I'm trying to work through those during Calvin Ball because I have a whole box full of them. And frames is on the list. So every time I do a layout, plan a layout, I try to look through the box and see if there's anything that goes with my layout. And I feel like this one could go potentially. Might have to pop up my journaling if I put it there, which would be fine. And then this actually fit really well right in the center of that. So I could, it's like looking up into the trees, or there's this side that's kind of like an animal print too. Coordinates pretty well. I have a doily because that's also on the list. So we could put it down here. I have a tag that I would probably, this was just a tag from my iris container. It's actually, the iris containers like for photos, right? But I have the little photo bins all full of different things, and this one's just tags, and it's busting at the seams. So I was like, let's go through that and see if we can find something. So maybe there. This one looks like it has a little, I think this was punched out of something because it's got these little doohickeys on the side. Okay. What else we got? We have our avocado. He's hiking, looking at a map. I felt like I was out touristing around on this particular day. Now, I punched a cloud out of that striped paper. That was the back side of this paper, and I thought he could go up here somewhere. And that's the bases of my 3 clusters. So I have a cloud base, I have a doily base, and I have a frame base. Then I had, one of the things on the list is butterfly, and I had a rub-on, which is also on the list from Vicky B. And I thought I could either put the butterfly on the tag or I could put the butterfly on the cloud. And I think I'm going to put it on the cloud. So I just need to cut this off of here. This is a really old one, so I'm hoping that it still works. If not, I will toss them. Don't even think it says like what collection it's from or anything. But okay. So where is, I used to have like a tool for this, but I don't know where I put it. Nope, not happening. Let's try with a pencil. Nope, still not coming off. All right. Epic fail, American Crafts. Epic fail. Okay, so that's not going to happen. I also pulled out this one. This is even older than that, from Daisy D. And this was in with the baby stuff, but really all that's left of it is this alpha. So I thought I could put the town here. And this also is a typewriter font. So now I have 2 typewriter fonts on my layout. And these ones work great. So I just don't think all of the, what are they called? Rub-ons are created equally, that's for sure. Because some like this are ancient and they work just fine. And other ones like that American Crafts one, not so much. And I think that's why I stopped using them before, because they would get old and then they wouldn't work. And I'm like, well, I tend to hang on to things for a pretty long time, so they need to last. And then I realized some do, so I try. We could put our province there too, because there's lots of space. So we got rub-ons from the list happening. I'm gonna have to look for more. I don't have a ton, so I'll keep looking, but for now, that'll do, right? Okay. I do also have these ones from Paige Evans, but they did not go with the layout I'm working on today by any stretch of the imagination. So This little guy can go right on top of here. We also have twine on our list, so let's see if we can put some twine in the tag hole. Don't want a naked tag hole, right? Be weird. And what else do we got? Word strip stickers. We got those. Got to get those on there. I picked out 3 already, so you didn't have to watch me read them all. See? I'm learning as I go. I'm learning. Nobody wants to see you read the word strip stickers. Nobody wants to see you figure out how to spell your title. I'm learning. It's different when you're not editing the video, because when you're editing, you can just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to cut that out. That was boring. But when you're doing it live, not quite the same thing. So there we go. We have our little avocado. We have our little cloud. We have a moose. I could put a moose up here. And then I feel like I have 3 circle elements. I also have a paper clip. I actually have 2 different sizes. Where's the other one? There it is. So I have 2 paper clips. One's bigger than the other, but they're both round. Hi, Alana. Welcome. What adhesive roller do I have? This thing? This is an advanced tape glider from Scotch. And you can get those at Michael's and stuff. You can buy them online too. Do I work at a scrapbook store? No. My friend owns a scrapbook store and I do stuff for her. Versamark's awesome. Yeah. It's like I said the other day, I feel like I used to hate stamping, and then I learned that it wasn't the stamping I hated, it was the tools I was using. So now I don't mind it so much. I think I can just put this little paper clip here, and I'll just need a little glue dot probably to get them to go on there the way I want. Well, maybe not. Now this corner is getting it to be a bit monochrome. Maybe I'll move this guy and put my camera up here. And what else? Oops. Making a mess. No wood veneer camera then. I have my white ink too. White pen is on the list. So I thought I would do a little stitched line around my tag to get another point. And I don't know about you guys, but I just find trying to get all of these things on my layout as the month goes on, like in the beginning, it's not a big deal, but later on, it gets so funny. It gets to be like, well, how can I do that? I'm pretty sure I can find a way to get an avocado on every single layout. No. Although I've been doing good, hey, I think I've done all but one have gotten an avocado. But like white pen, I see that and I'm like, there has to be a spot I can put white pen, even when sometimes there's really not. I also have these tiny, check these out. These are so cute. I got these at the Dollar Tree. They have the tiniest little arrows. I don't even know if that'll focus, but anyway, I thought I could put one of those in each of my clusters. I thought they're pretty cute. And that covers wood veneer and arrow. So again, building those little clusters, right? Getting the things in there. And word strip stickers, we have Find Joy in the Ordinary. Creativity Takes Courage. I think that should go with my journaling because that kind of fits. And then Out of Limitations comes Creativity, because they literally decided to do this because the trees had to come down. So I feel like that one goes. And okay, let's get some of that stuff tacked down. I do feel like I can get a little bit of ribbon on here. Call me crazy, but I think it can happen. And I think I'm just going to put it on my frame. And I'll just decide which way to put the frame after it's on here. And it's two-sided ribbon, so I don't have to worry about one side being faded or weird or whatever. And I'm just going to put a staple in it to hold it like that. With my tiny attacher. I love that little thing. It's a workhorse. Does all the things for me. Okay, so this is going to need, so I kind of think I want the ribbon to go down that way where my word strip will go, and then this guy can go up here, or he can, actually I kind of like him down there better. Okay, let's get this one down because that one I feel like I've decided what I want. And well, honestly, Alana, my paycheck does often go right back to the store. But my store owner, Jo, she is so adorable and so sweet, and she likes to give me free things because I do these things for her. So, I mean, I definitely get a lot of things that I don't pay for necessarily too, which is, like she gives me products to work with and stuff so that I'm not always just using my own things. And also because she wants me to promote what's in the store. And, but she does try to keep it, to things that I'm actually going to use in my life, not like, I don't know. She doesn't pick things that she's like, oh, this isn't really your style, but can you do this? No, she's very much like, this is your style. Would you do this one? Or how about this idea? So it's been good. I've been very lucky, but yes, I definitely still love to spend money there, but I don't know if I could work there because I would literally spend my whole paycheck every single time. Ooh. Is that right? Yes. So I can't believe that this phone tape is still not used up. I feel like I've been using it for an eternity, and it still just keeps going and going and going. I don't know. There we go. It is amazing to be inspired by new products, and yeah. They're good friends to have, those store owners, but man, they're hard on the pocketbook. Want to support her small business. And also have money for the bank, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna put our little deer head down here. Maybe I'll stick him more so that he's like stuck on there and not on the paper. Okay. Just gonna move him. I'm fussing, moving things I don't need to move. Sorry. I try not to do that online. Okay. Creativity takes courage. These don't stick very well anymore. They're very old. This is from the Tim Holtz Small Talk booklet. So but this is the first booklet. I have a second one already because I've used all the ones I really loved out of the first one, and now I'm like, "Nadine, go back and finish that first one. Come on." Silly girl. There we go. All right. Now we're going to move to the top cluster, but I'm going to spin my page a little bit so it's nice and close to me because I need to see what I'm doing. And when I try to do it too far like that on the top of the page, I always end up with crooked things, and I spend a lot of time fixing it so that I can photograph my layout. I don't want to do that today. So there we go. Then this, I'm going to ink. There we go. And here is my label. Can I fit this and my date? No, I cannot. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp my date on my label. Make sure it's right side up because I want it to fit where I want it to fit and not somewhere else. And then I'm going to stick that underneath my cloud. And I think I'm going to put this under. My label sticker. Okay, and then just a little bit of white glue because like I said, these are old, they don't stick anymore. They were perfectly sticky when I bought them, but like I said, they're pretty old. Many years. But a good product if you buy a second pack, right? So I do recommend them. Okay, and then I have this teeny little arrow. He's going to go here. He needs white glue because he's wood veneer. And then I need to get a heart on here because that's one of my points. And so my plan is to use one of these little hearts in gray because we have lots of gray going on and put it right in the middle of my camera. Little things are also very helpful in terms of like adding points to my pages, right? Getting those little things on there. But I also like using them because if you don't think about adding them, they don't get used. So it's always such good motivation. And I didn't put my little arrow here, but I was going to put it just underneath my little sign or my little word strip sticker. Oh, okay. Yep, he's going to stay. Okay. And then I want to get my doily down. I don't know if I really need to ink the edges of the doily, but they're a little bit white on the edge. This is the second brown doily I've used. We got brown ones in one of the multi-packs that I bought at the store. I love that Jo does that, our store owner. She like takes them the Doodlebug packs apart and puts the different colors together so that we can buy don't have like because like this is how many like white I'm fine with because I can color it whatever color I want, but 75 doilies, that's a lot of the same color of like purple or something, you know, or brown. But I've actually been really using these, so yay me. Okay. Got our little scrapicado here. I might pop him up too. He's pretty cute. This way. There we go. And then a little bit of glue on our word strip sticker. Get that tucked under there. And then we need our little arrow piece. And then I think all that's left is enamel dots. So I did pretty good keeping the time down to an hour. However, I still have to count my points, which takes time. So you can go if that's not your jam. I know some people are like, that doesn't interest me, but nope, I don't like that there. But other people, that's like their favorite part. They like to see. So I'm going to keep doing it. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to put a lid on that glue so that it doesn't go all yucky on me. And I can get rid of this. Let's see, here's my layout. Looking good. Get some enamel dots on there. And I think it was this one I was going to use. So we're going to put a big one here and a medium one over maybe here and a little one. I could put the little one here. Yeah, I think it goes better there. I was going to put it over here, but no. Okay, now we need to do this all again. So we're going to put the big one up here. I'm going to tuck it under because that's popped up. I don't want it to fall off. And then we need a medium-sized one to go around our journaling somewhere. I think I'm going to put it here. And then we can have a little wee one down by our arrow. And then we can put a few up here, but I think I might just go with the medium size and the two little ones. I don't like that. Try that. And then one more little one. So we have 3 enamel dots in each cluster. There we go. Okay. So without looking too crazy busy, how many points do you think we got for Calvin Ball? Let's have a look. We have, just going to move this stuff out of our way so I have room to write without knocking everything down. Okay. That. Here's my notepad. And my pencil. Look at me finding all the things. Okay. So today is day 10. Let's start up at the top. So star, we did some star stenciling. Include 100 words or more. Yes. Typewriter font. Yes. Label. Yes. Right there. A selfie. No. A date. Yes. Washi tape. That wood grain washi we got on there. Finish a project from pre-March. No. A ribbon. We got a little ribbon down there. Stitching. Yeah, we did our stitching stamp all around. Frame. We got our circle frame right there. Paper clip. We got our little paper clip up here. Enamel dots. Yeah, we just put those on. A heart. We got a little heart in the center of our camera there. A doily. We got a doily down there. Polka dots. I did not get polka dots on here. Use a stencil. Yeah, we did our star stencil on the background paper. A camera. Handwriting. There's handwriting in my titling or in my date. Arrow. We got little arrows on there. Word strip stickers. Yeah, we got some of those on there. film strip. We got a film strip tucked in behind our photos there. Hexagons. I don't believe there are hexagons on here. Nope. Plaid. Nope. But that would have gone well if I had gone with, I was thinking about using the lumberjack collection with this, but I didn't. Circle. Yes, we definitely got a circle. A few of them. Birthday, a tag. Yes, tag. Stripes. Oh, weird. No. Okay. And twine. We got twine on our tag. Watercolor. No. A rub-on. Yes, we use those rub-on letters down there. Over here, we have an avocado. Yes, we do. A white pen. Yep, we went around our tag in white pen. A dolphin. No. A sloth. No. A pickle. I just can't figure out a way to get pickles and avocados on the same layouts, you guys. Memorabilia. No. Flowers. Yes, there are actually, the animal print back here is floral. So there are flowers on here. Use a sketch. Yes, we did use this wonderful sketch. A butterfly. We tried to put a butterfly, but it didn't work. House. No. Holiday. No. Cloud. Yeah, we got our cloud up there. Books. No. Wood veneer. Yes, our little arrows are wood veneer. Fish. Again, no. But I did check this background paper. I was like, is there a fish on here? There's not. Fussy cut something. I didn't do that. Banner. Nope. Bees. Nope. A gnome. Again, no. Sequins. Don't have that either. Hedgehogs. Again, there were no hedgehogs. I got a lot of animals on here, but they weren't hedgehogs. Stamp. Yep, I stamped my date and I stamped my stitching across. Oh, weird. I have like one random one just hanging out all by itself that wow. Girlfriend. Journaling card. No. A bow. I did not tie a bow. Lace. No. Specialty paper. Yes, we had that vellum paper back there. And vegetables. Again, no. No vegetables, no pickles, but pickles are vegetables. I feel like that's a double point if you get a pickle on there. Okay. And then I also created a one-page layout. I made a video. What are the other things? I will post in the Calvin Ball Gallery on my Facebook page at Paper Root Scrapbooking. I'll share to the Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches group. And I will share on Instagram, and I'm sharing on YouTube. So that's extra points for me. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 points today, which is not too terribly shabby. And I just want to bring back that wonderful sketch from Cindy today to put next to my layout so that you can see the completed project. There you go. So here's my sketch. Here's my layout. That is what we did today. Again, I just want to remind you that tomorrow I will be here at 7:15 p.m. Mountain Time as opposed to 6 p.m. So 7:15 p.m. Mountain, 6:15 p.m. Pacific, and 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Thanks so much for everybody who watched live. Thank you, Alana, for chit-chatting with me. I appreciate you. Thank you to everyone who's watching from the future. I love that you come and take the time to watch my videos. I know they can get pretty lengthy. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye for now.